Hi, it's Jim Du, Wealth Expert, and today I want to talk about successful habits of millionaires. I think there's this conception that millionaires and even billionaires got lucky. But the truth is, millionaires and billionaires often got there because they have these success habits that you can learn from and that you can copy and mimic. Jim Rohn, who I got to hear speak in person in 1996, and he was Tony Robbins' mentor. And Jim Rohn said, success leaves clues. And if you study millionaires and billionaires, you'll find that they have success habits that you can emulate and that you can get similar results by following the same things that they have done. Let's jump into some of the habits of millionaires. Successful millionaires are not just lucky, they follow specific habits that contribute to their success. I think there's this misconception that millionaires and billionaires, that they have this secret, these secret habits nobody knows about. These are habits that I'm going to reveal to you that you can do, that everyone can do, that will increase your probability of success, that will take you much farther in life. We will explore 6 key habits that millionaires practice to achieve success. These are things, again, that you can do and you can start doing immediately to start your path toward millionaire success. How do goal setting and ambition help people become millionaires? Millionaires set clear and specific goals for themselves. And even before they were millionaires, they set clear and specific goals for themselves. So what can you do? Set clear and specific goals. Make sure they're attainable, but make sure they're hard. And then write those down, focus on those, and think about what you need to do to get there. They create a vision of what they want to achieve and regularly review and adjust their goals. So write it down, map it out, and then revisit on a regular basis. You should be looking at your goals at least once a week, maybe once a day, but putting the goals in front of you and then reassessing. Is this the right goal? Do I need to do something different to get there? Setting ambitious but achievable targets keeps them focused and motivated. So it's important that you set goals that are hard to achieve, not easy, but attainable. Because if you set them too far out, you're going to give up and you're going to say, it's too hard. It's too hard to reach that goal. On the other hand, if they're too easy, it's not going to motivate you to set the next thing, and it's not going to have you stretching and reaching to truly improve. Why is continuous learning so important? Successful millionaires are lifetime learners. I've said before that one of my greatest skills that has helped me to become successful is my ability to learn. Millionaires and billionaires are lifelong learners. You want to make sure that you're taking that same habit, that same approach, that you want to continue to be curious and learn more and more. That's going to set you on the right path. They invest time and resources into expanding their knowledge and skills. So millionaires don't just sit back. They're saying, what can I learn about? What's new? AI is new. There's this new tech. There's this new process. There's something that's new, a new trend that I can learn from. Learning about all those things and being engaged and curious, that will set you apart. Reading books, attending seminars, and seeking mentorship are some ways they stay ahead in their industries. Jim Rohn, again, he said 2 things. He said, the only 2 ways you change are the books you read and the people you meet. Well, the books you read, I think probably the movies you watch, content that you consume when you're watching on the internet or on YouTube or anything else, that's going to set what you're going to learn and how you're going to grow in your life. So reading books, meeting people, going to events, signing up for online courses, learning and growing is the key for every millionaire, and it's the key for you too. When building our business, I had a mentor who had built a business much larger than mine. And we used to hang out together, we'd go fishing together, and he would tell me these things that were so wise and so impactful that it really changed the course of our business. I'll just give you one example. We had a young hire. He was brilliant, he was talented. I really felt like he could help our company grow. And when I told my mentor about this particular hire, he said, you know what? You have to give that person equity. The way you describe him, this is not 1 in a million, this is 1 in 10 million. This is such a rare person, you have to give that person equity based on what they've done in your company and based on where you're going. Now, he said, don't give him the equity, make sure he buys the equity. So he has to take his income, pay taxes, and then pay for the equity. So you're going to finance it. So he feels the pain, because if he doesn't feel the pain and the sweat and the tears that went into building this company, he's not going to appreciate the equity. That one bit of advice helped me create an entity structure where we brought on this meaningful partner and has made a huge difference in the growth of our company. I mean, tenfold growth because of that one bit of advice from my mentor. That's why having mentors and listening to them and spending time with them can change your life and your business and your financial outlook. You might ask, do millionaires have financial discipline? You bet. Millionaires practice strict financial discipline. They make sure that they know where their money's going. They make sure that they're making wise investments. They're very disciplined. It's no more than if you saw a professional athlete at the very highest level and you said, Is that person disciplined? Of course that person's disciplined. That's how they're achieving at such a high level athletically. And the same thing with someone who's achieving financially at a high level. They're very disciplined in their approach to every part of their finance. They budget their expenses, they live below their means, and they prioritize saving and investing. That's what wealthy people do. They spend less than they make. They make sure they're investing and they're giving and they're doing the things that matter to them. But it's thoughtful and it's always living below their means. You know, if you think about, for example, the billionaire that started Hobby Lobby, he gives away half of his income every year. I think it's half of his income because he cares about giving and he lives below his means. And you should too. Building wealth is a gradual process that requires consistent financial management. So often people think that millionaires just one day they woke up, they were a millionaire. That's not true. Millionaires and billionaires took years of discipline to get to the point where they got very seriously wealthy. So don't think of this as a get-rich-quick scheme. Think of it as a lifelong pursuit to be disciplined and smart with your money, because that's what's going to get you to the very high level of wealth that you want to get to. Do millionaires and billionaires take risks? They do, but they take calculated risks. Millionaires understand the value of taking calculated risks. Sometimes no risk it, no biscuit, as a former Arizona Cardinals coach used to say. You have to take risks to get reward, but you shouldn't be reckless. You want to be calculated in the risks you take with your business, with your career, and with your investments. They carefully assess potential rewards and consequences before making significant decisions. So one way you can do this is ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? What's the best that can happen? What's the most likely outcome that can happen? And make sure you understand all those potential situations and that you're comfortable with all of those outcomes. Taking calculated risks can lead to opportunities for substantial financial gains. Sometimes the things that are most risky give you the most reward, but you want to make sure if you're risking, let's say in the investment world, that you're not putting so much of your money that if that investment fails, that you're starting over from ground zero, or that you're losing everything, or that you're going into debt. Make sure that those risks are calculated, that you can afford the downside, but don't ignore them, because sometimes those can give you the greatest upside. One way you can tell the difference between a reckless or irresponsible risk and a calculated risk is how much do you know about what you're doing? How much research have you done? Have you asked the hard questions of yourself? What can go wrong? What don't I see? Because if you don't know that much about it and you're just excited and you just keep telling yourself about the upside, then you're probably taking a reckless leap of faith. And you don't want to take a reckless leap of faith. You want to take a calculated risk. And to do that, you need to do research, you need to take your time, you need to slow down. So Daniel Kahneman has a book, Thinking Fast and Slow, and it talks about how we make decisions in two ways. And one way is our intuitive, very fast making decisions, and that's easy, and that's what we like to do. The other is the very calculating, slow way of thinking. And that's hard, and that takes a lot of energy, and that takes time. We don't want to do that. So if you're not careful, you're going to follow that intuitive, quick answering, quick acting part of your brain, and you don't want to do that on calculated risks. You want to take time to research and to think through before you put your money or your future at risk without really thinking deeply about how it's going to affect you. Do millionaires and billionaires care about building networks and building relationships? The answer is absolutely. Think about Mark Cuban or Oprah Winfrey. How strong is their network? Because that adds value to their life in so many ways. Successful millionaires value their networks and relationships, and they foster them, they develop them, they water them. And you want to do the same, no matter how small your network is, no matter how few relationships you have. Now's the time that you want to start developing those, going deeper, making them more meaningful, being more vulnerable with your relationships. They surround themselves with like-minded individuals who inspire and support them. Have you ever been around someone, think of a family member or a friend or an associate or someone you have to deal with, where once you spend time with them, when you leave, you're exhausted. They just suck the energy out of you. Don't spend time with those people. Build relationships with people who support you and who energize you. I know some of my closest friends, after I spend a couple hours with them, I feel like I'm bouncing across the room because I'm so excited. I feel so energized. So build a network of those people. Networking opens doors to new opportunities and partnerships. So many things in my life have come from networking and come from relationships. And yours will too. So don't underestimate the power of the network, the power of your relationships. Really look at those, find the people that matter, find the people that agree with you and you feel like you connect with, and those people that energize you, and spend more time with those people, because they will give you access to others who will give you access to others who will make all kinds of crazy opportunities and benefits come your way that you may not even see at this moment. I hope you realize after watching this that you have the ability to do all the things that the millionaires and billionaires do as far as their success habits, the things that got them to where they are. I appreciate you watching. I hope you subscribe and click the link below for more information.